Well, after all the hype, the Investec Ashes are finally here. And of course the billing was the fearsome fast bowlers of Australia terrorising the English batsmen. But actually, on the first day in Cardiff, it was the English batsmen who were dominating the Australian bowlers with a final score of 343 for 7. So let's have a look at how the Investec Test Tracker recorded the day's play. It started pretty badly for England with the loss of Adam Lyth in the second over, and then after that, soon after, the loss of both Alistair Cook and Ian Bell, the two most experienced batsmen, in the space of about 10 balls, so that England were reeling at that point 43 for 3, and you thought that was a real worrying time, the fast bowlers could really get stuck into England. Instead, it was the pair of Yorkshiremen, Gary Ballance and Joe Root, who steadied the ship for England and got that blue line climbing up past 100. What was particularly impressive, not only was Root's fluency and intent, but also the determination, the courage also of Gary Ballance, who really withstood a vicious attack from Mitchell Johnson into his body and picked up runs on the leg side. Here is his wagon wheel, Gary Ballance, and you see not any real flamboyant shots. He's not a flowery player, particularly aesthetically pleasing player, but he picks up his runs particularly through the leg side, nurdling the ball through the leg side and down behind square on both sides of the wicket, and he really stuck it out for a long time. Of course, really the star of the show was Joe Root, and I think particularly interesting was his shots through the offside. The Australians got fed up bowling the ball short, so they tended to try and pitch it up, and they over-pitched it a lot, and Root hit lots of these beautiful square drives through the cover point region and also down the ground. What was noticeable about his innings was its intent. He scored 39% of the total runs, 134 out of 343, from only 31% of the balls faced, and 40% of England's boundaries from the bat of Joe Root. He never let the bowlers settle. He was really positive, he had lots of energy, he was busy at the crease, and he really dictated terms in the end to the Australian bowlers, who were expected to cause a lot of problems and wreak havoc. In a day of considerable ebb and flow, you can see how the match tracker recorded the fluctuations. Australia really in charge when they took those 3 early wickets, but then England fighting back, the pendulum really swinging back England's way with Root and Ballance, and then Stokes as well. A couple of wickets just after tea and a couple of wickets late on, but you'd say really at the end of the day, England having won the toss, 343 for 7, this suggests that Australia are slightly on top. I would say it's pretty much on as even with lots to play for, and I think if England tomorrow can add another 50 runs and get up to 400, they'll be very pleased.